The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad you have tuned in. We're live from the Pizza Ranch studio and presented by L.I. Unit. L.I. Unit, Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. Welcome into the Country Financial Team of the Week segment. We bring in the Falcons from Glendale. Glendale Falcons making their fourth trip out of 5 seasons to the Final Four in high school soccer. We welcome in head coach Jeff Rogers. Coach Rogers, thanks for your time today.
I appreciate you having us on.
Coach, 4 out of 5. It sounds good, doesn't it?
I'll take it. So we're excited. This time of the year, there's only a few programs, few teams still playing. And so we're very grateful and fortunate to be one of those.
11 consecutive district titles, and you get out of that district. Kind of take us through that district and the challenges there that were in front of you.
Well, I think new for a lot of us coaches and programs, we used to all come out of a 14 district, and then once those district champions were crowned, there would be a sectional game. Misha 2 years ago moved soccer into 8-team districts. And so you're really playing a lot of soccer, 3 games in a 7-day window. And then probably what we've all had to navigate as winners is the fact that you could be off 10 days before you're going to play a quarterfinal match. So for us, we opened up with Parkview, had success in that opening round. Then played Camdenton and was a 2-0 winner there, and then got to see Springfield Catholic, which is a team we've played the last 2 district championships, and that was a great match. They've got some great kids over there, and Coach Tom Davidson is back, came out of retirement to coach them, and we were fortunate to get that 2-0 win. And then just kind of took those days to prepare for Webb City in the quarterfinals.
Coach, you've given up, you've won 7 in a row, but in the postseason, you've just given up 1 goal in the 4 matches. What are you doing really well right now?
Well, compliments to these two young men sitting next to me. Defensively, we're strong. Defensively, if you look, I think we've given up maybe 14 or 15 goals all year. And if you take out some set pieces and PKs, in the run of play, we just don't give up goals. And so that's really been a strength for us this year, is just because anybody that we play has some extremely talented kids on the field. And we've seen some of the best attacking players in the state. So to have a defense that's not going to allow run of play goals has really been our success this year.
Take us back through that quarterfinal game with Webb City, a 2-1 final there. I believe it was Webb City's first district championship in their history, and everyone knows about their football, but they've got athletes in every facility.
Well, they definitely had them on the soccer field. Well, first of all, their stadium was gorgeous, so it was an honor to play in their stadium. And Coach Harmon has done a great job down there at Webb. That was their first district championship in 23 years. So we knew going in that they would have a huge crowd support, which they did. And they found an early goal on us on a set piece, probably less than 2 minutes into the game. And, kind of had us rattled a little bit. But we were able to settle in. Cole had a PK save with 20 minutes left in the game that would have put them up 2-0. And you might be talking to them right now instead of us. But that save really gave us that momentum, and one of our seniors, Lincoln Wimmer, found a goal at the other end. And then we found one probably 90 seconds left to go ahead 2-1. But I think anybody who's followed this group this year, whatever the charge of admission is, you're going to get full benefit of that money, because this group, they just go out and they play hard, but they find ways to win. And I've been honored to be their coach.
And now you go into the Final Four, as I mentioned, the fourth in 5 years for the Glendale program. You've got an East Kansas City team, and a lot of times you might find common opponents, but you've actually played East Kansas City going back 2 months ago, back in the Parkview tournament. Tell us a little bit about that matchup, which was a close game.
It was, it was. We were able to find one goal to beat them, but our takeaway was, first of all, extremely athletic group of kids. Team speed is all over the field. That was their second game in that day. The same for us, and it was hot. So now we're going to face them fresh. We're going to play them in the cold. So it'll be a totally different situation. But we definitely respect them as a program and the level and the talent that they have on the field. So we're looking forward to it.
You bet. And that match will be 1:30 on the 1:30 on the 18th. So that's coming up here in a couple of days. But alongside, you've got two senior captains, Cole Vincel and Elliot Webb. And Cole, we'll start with you, the goalie.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the season, just from your point of view.
Honestly, it's just been great working with all these boys. Every single player on the field is just incredibly hardworking, incredibly determined, and it's great to have a group that respects both of us. They're always, receptive of, like critique or anything we see going on in the game. They're open ears. They're always ready to go. And so this entire season has just been a blast. It's been really good. It's been really exciting. A lot of games have been very close. But I think overall we've, really done our part, and we've done a lot this season that we really didn't expect going into it. So.
And Cole, was there a point, during the season, and obviously the program's had so much success, but was there a point during the season, and maybe it's a particular match, maybe it's that 3-2 overtime win at Republic, or something there where you felt like, hey, we have an opportunity here to get back to the Final Four? Can you point to maybe a point in the season?
Oh man, I almost would say there's so many games to go through, but honestly, that like our second game against Vianney was definitely just it was an eye opener, and it was so early in the season, but it kind of like put on display what we could do because we went the entire game, went through double overtime all the way to PKs, and ended up pulling through. I think that was kind of an indicator that we could definitely do something special this year.
And Coach alluded to the PK save. Tell us a little bit about how do you get prepared for that? Is this a guessing game? What do you do? Are you looking for tells? Is it like playing poker? Are you looking for poker face?
So I've experienced a lot of PKs and a lot of PK shootouts, but really every single time when it comes down to it, when it's a close game, you're not really thinking in that moment. There's not a lot going on in your head. It's all instinct. And so, if you overthink the shot, there more often than not, you're gonna miss it. You're overreading the player. And so really when I look at a player, I just kind of, just go off my guttural feeling. And so honestly, in the PK, I was gonna go the opposite direction, but I feel like maybe it was divine intervention and I just went the right way. But yeah, it's just all instinct.
Very good. Now you're being a senior. Mm-hmm. Have you been goalie all 4 years, or is this a position you've kind of worked your way into?
I've been keeper all 4 years. I've been a goalie since ever starting club. I've always loved it. I've always loved diving around the goal and just being that player. I've never been really good with my feet, so it gives me an opportunity to kind of like excel in other areas. But yeah.
If I was going to play soccer, and we didn't have it where I was growing up, and I would have been a goalie.
Oh yeah,
I would have. I got good hands, bad feet, and I don't like to run.
that's me.
But, Cole, being a senior, if you could go back to that 2018 version of Cole Vincel and give yourself some advice as a freshman, what would that advice be?
I would probably just tell him it's going to be a long road. It's never going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of focus, a lot of dedication. And sometimes, you're going to hate it and sometimes you're going to love it. But you just gotta push through. You got to push through.
Outstanding. Well, Cole, again, on behalf of Country Financial, congratulations being part of our Team of the Week segment here at the Missouri Sports Network.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Now we'll move over here to Elliot Webb. Elliot, first off, thanks for being part of the show.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your responsibilities are.
So I'm one of the center backs on the team, and my main goal is to keep this guy safe. Yeah. We don't want anybody coming through, getting shots off that they shouldn't have. We like to keep it secure down in the back. We like to move balls out to the flanks fast. Just try to stop the opponents from getting any shots on Cole and make his job a little bit easier.
How important is the communication? And I would imagine that the goalie, I would imagine that Cole, with everything in front of him, he probably does more talking than anybody.
It's huge. This guy's always talking.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. What is he communicating to you? Is it locations, or is he moving you, or is he giving you heads up? What does that communication sound like?
So he did a little bit of everything. He can see everything from the back. He's the best perspective. So if he's telling me there's a runner on my right or there's a runner on my left, or where's an open player at, just anything to help the team. He's this guy. I've played with him since about like 4th, 3rd grade maybe, and I've heard this guy ever since he was little. He never shuts up on the field. It's the best quality to have, and he's probably the most important player on our team just because of how much he talks and just everything he does for us.
So has that position been your position throughout your career, or have you moved?
So I started my soccer career as a left mid, and then I moved to outside back, and then during high school, I've kind of moved into the center back role and stepped up there, and I love it. It's so much fun being in the back line, being the center back, being in charge of that back line, and I want to change my position for anything.
What going into this weekend, I know it's going to get cold. It's almost Thanksgiving. What part does the weather play in how you get prepared for this Final Four trip?
the weather is it's going to be huge because out of nowhere it just gets cold, and so we do all of our conditioning in the hot summer. We're always ready for that heat, but when it turns cold, it's a different type of conditioning. You got to get your air breathing right. Like it's different. But the biggest thing I'd say is making sure, like, keeping your body loose, because your body will tighten up. So we go through extra stretches when it's cold, doing the extra things to keep our bodies right, and make sure we're ready to play.
And again, we're visiting with Elliot Webb, one of the senior co-captains here for the Glendale Falcons. And Elliot, over the past, you've had a lot of success there in the program. Is there one match in your career there at Glendale that you'd like to go back and replay? Maybe it's a game you had so much fun, you won, it put you in the Final Four, or maybe it's one you felt like you got away from you. Can you point to maybe one game? Because I'm 50 years old, and I still have games I think about going, I wish I could play that again. Are there games that stand out to you?
Well, from this year, I wish I could go back and play Kickapoo again. I wish we could rewrite that script.
Yeah.
But for this year, I definitely have to say our Catholic district championship game. That was so much fun to play in. The atmosphere was insane. We had so many students pop out. The support was insane. It was a lot of fun. That was probably the most fun in a soccer game I've ever had, and one of the best feelings I've ever had as a player. And even off the field, just all my friends texted me. It was awesome.
So for both of you, you get a district championship again, then you get this quarterfinal win, and you're going back to the Final Four. Who's the first people that are texting you? Who are the people out there that are reaching out and saying, hey, way to go, congratulations, that maybe couldn't be there, but they heard about it?
It's always, for me, it's always my grandma. It's always my grandparents. Those are the first ones. They'll tell me, the day before, maybe even 2 days before, maybe even like Monday, beginning of the week, telling me good luck at your game. And so they've always been supportive of me, all throughout soccer, even before Glendale. But yeah, those are always the people who text me first.
Elliot?
I would have to say mine is my brother. My brother, he used to play here, and I played with him my freshman year. And he texts me before every game, make sure I'm doing my job right. He texts me after every game. He's super supportive. He made that drive to Webb City from Arkansas, and as soon as we won, first thing I did was give him a big hug, and it was just amazing to have that experience with him.
Well, gentlemen, again, I want to thank you for being generous with your time here at the Missouri Sports Network, and again, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network and Country Financial, congratulations on being part of the Team of the Year, and congratulations on just your leadership role and what you guys are doing there for the team. And I had a class one time at the high school level with my high school football coach, and he asked us to give a definition of a good leader, and the person who won it said, definition of a good leader is anyone who is doing anything worthy of being followed. And that has stuck with me, for 30 years. But you guys are on the right track, and it'd be easy. It'd be awful easy to follow you. And thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Coach. What are your plans between now and then? You've got practice, maybe film, maybe getting acclimated to the temperatures.
Yeah, we've done all that. So we'll go out today for about an hour. And then we're loading a bus in the morning. We'll train up at the soccer park, and then just kind of settle the kids in and be ready for Friday. So we're excited. I did want to tell a little story on Cole, and with Elliot and Kenyon and Jackson and Ethan, our back four. There was a shutout record that was back from 1991, which was 17 shutouts. And that was tied in 2017. And Cole is sitting on 20 shutouts. So huge accomplishment for these young men and our defense. When you consider the level of competition we play, and you were talking to the boys about who reaches out to them. I think Cole heard from both of those goalkeepers, one who played in 1991 and 2017, to congratulate him. So I'm so proud of these kids and the tradition that we have here at Glendale, and just how so many former players and families are following their successes.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you setting this up. It's went great. I've enjoyed getting to know these young men. And last year we were up at Fenton. This year I will not be able. My daughter's getting married on Friday night, so
congrats.
I will not be in attendance.
Okay.
For the Final Four. But best of luck, and go up there. Get a couple big wins, come back, and we'll do this all over again.
Would love to do that. We appreciate it.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe. Be smart.